Troy Kimmel Jr. is a meteorologist and senior lecturer in weather and climate studies at the University of Texas at Austin. He joins us now from Austin. Thank you very much for taking the time.
Hey, Scott, how are you today?
Good. Better than a lot of folks there. The pictures look incredible. What's the worst hit area?
You know, Scott, I think it's that area to the southeast of Dallas, and I know you've talked a little bit about those areas of Navarro County, Texas, which are southeast of Dallas. And, Scott, I saw reports of up to 20 inches of rainfall in that area. The other pockets of the areas that we've just talked about over around Houston, between here in the Austin area and back over toward Bryan College Station, back in that area in East Texas, those seem to be the hardest hit areas. But I certainly say that area southeast of Dallas, Scott, 20 to 22 inches of rain here in the last couple of days. Really a lot of rainfall and a lot of headaches.
Troy, have you ever seen anything like this before?
Oh, Scott, I'm from Texas, and we tend to go extremes. By the way, let you know, Scott, that only in the last week or so, we were in many areas that we're seeing this flooding going on, we were in severe drought. So it's only been in the last 4 or 5 days, all this came at once. And I guess your question is, have I seen that happen in Texas before? Unfortunately, Scott, I have. And a lot of times to go and make that big make that big hop, rather, from drought to floods is very, very extreme and usually causes a lot of hardship, and it has this time as well.
Sometimes when we see pictures like this and rains like this, we hear of a state of emergency. Has that happened at all?
You know, I've seen the state of Texas. They stood up ahead of time, even late last week, Scott, in getting ready in our Emergency Preparedness Center here in the state of Texas, here in downtown Austin. And, you know, so far, so good. I think we've managed this pretty well. Again, those areas up southeast of Dallas are the hardest hit at this point. Here where I'm sitting in Austin, Texas, we had upwards of 10 inches of rain about where I'm sitting yesterday. And we ended up okay. Most of it drained off okay. The lower water crossings were flooded. But people, and that's the most important thing, Scott, we can talk about, how people react to this. You know what? They did a pretty good job.
What's in the forecast? Are you getting a break from all this?
Well, you know, I think we will in the next couple of days around here. I think beginning tomorrow we see some sunshine and on through the remainder of the week. But there are signs, Scott, that this pattern that you've heard so much about, talking about the El Nino in the Pacific, the warming of those surface water temperatures, this week, and going from this drought we've seen recently here to what we're seeing now, is we're making a change in the pattern. And it looks like El Nino is showing its head now as far as the stormy pattern over the southern part of the United States. And this have been the first part of that as we're seeing now develop.
A final question, Troy. Was this all because of Patricia, or was there another system that snuck up on you?
Well, nothing snuck up on us, Scott. And really, to be honest with you, very little of it had to do with Patricia. Patricia came by and added the lift you need in the atmosphere and actually seeded these clouds a little bit. But last Thursday, Scott, abundant Gulf of Mexico moisture came up. We knew it was trouble when we saw it. And with that in place, Patricia plus a cold front plus an upper level storm system, it all sort of came together. And what you see is what you've seen, and all the trouble we've seen has come as a result of about 3 or 4 different storm systems.
Unbelievable. Some incredible pictures. Meteorologist Troy Kimmel Jr., thank you very much.
Thanks, Scott.